how did we grow up so messed up the way we are?
Right.
Tuco, man, part of the cartel was Tuco, Lalo, Tío Hector, myself. How did Gus get involved in the cartel? Because Gus is a complete different, he could actually be a real businessman for the Pollos Hermanos chain, right? He could have succeeded doing good,
right.
But he chose to go in the cartel route and start doing bad stuff.
All right, guys. Luis here. One of my favorite shows of all time, man. It's an honor. Thanks for coming on today.
Thank you for having me, my friend.
Yeah, you were part of history, man. A lot of people got Breaking Bad in their top 10 all time.
100%. I'm blessed and honored, my friend. I was part of the biggest show ever, Breaking Bad, right?
Yeah.
And then 4 years later, to be part of Better Call Saul, it's a blessing.
Yeah.
It's a blessing.
And it's rare to have not only one show, but 2 hit shows.
So, tell you the truth, I was scared when they announced that they were going to film Better Call Saul, because you know how it says Breaking Bad ended perfect.
Yeah.
Top rated show ever. It was the greatest show ever, but people consider it, most people. And I was happy. I'm great. I was part of it. And they announced Better Call Saul, and I'm thinking, oh no. You know how they make that prequel or sequel and it ruins the show?
Never goes well.
I was nervous.
It never goes well. I can't think of one time where the sequel was as good or better.
Yeah, no. And I saw the first few episodes, I'm thinking, okay, this is great. And even happier when I did not work first season. I worked on second season of Better Call Saul. And I was just so happy, bro. They called me, included me. It ended up being better for me as an actor than Breaking Bad, because they gave me more episodes, more love, they gave more screen time. It was just great. And I knew half of the crew was the same crew from Breaking Bad. So when I went to film in New Mexico, I felt like I was going home. I was going to see all my family. Oh, it takes me 20 minutes before I get to set, because I have to say hi to everybody. They're all my friends, good people.
So cool.
So
how close were you with the cast off camera?
I'm really close to some, and some kind of like, we don't talk. Like, I don't talk to Bryan, but every time I see him, he's a gentleman. Yeah. He's a busy man. Yeah. Aaron is the same. I've done a couple things with Aaron. After Breaking Bad, we did like a giveaway. I met up at his house, did a thing, but we don't stay in touch like that. Now with Dean, I'm closer with Dean. I was really close to Mark Margolis, Tuco, Raymond Cruz. I did the video game with him, and I worked with him before. But yeah, with him, I'm closer. And then good friends, RJ, he's a good friend. Max Arciana got Crazy 8. Victor, the guy that played Victor, those guys, I kept in touch with a lot of people. And behind behind the camera, people, I have more friends, I think.
I love it.
The producers and just, PAs, DAs, assistant directors. I made so many good people like that. And I've stayed in touch with a lot of them. Even the transportation.
Really?
They're good friends. Good friends. They were good people, bro. Yeah.
That's how you know it's a good show, and you're still talking years later.
Yeah. Oh, we've stayed in touch with all of them. Get texts from New Mexico. Hey, man, when you come, blah, 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 blah. Or they come, hey, we're here. Great people, man. It was just a blessing. That show was really a blessing. At the same time, though, kind of occurs me in the acting world. A lot of people don't see me beyond Breaking Bad. Not to mention a show, I wanted to get on the show as a series regular, and my agent requested an audition for the show. The producer said, oh, no, we can't see Luis. Why? Why can't you see? He's too Breaking Bad. And I was like, what does that mean? What is too Breaking Bad? Too like the Breaking Bad character to the assassin, the mean guy, too Breaking Bad. I was like, wow. It's okay. Yeah. At the same time, it gave me a lot of good opportunities. I'm here.
Yeah.
The video game, a lot of other opportunities. So I'm thankful. But
you see that with certain shows and movies, like with Harry Potter. It was hard for him to get acting roles after Harry Potter, the main actor.
Yeah, true. True.
I wonder what happens with certain movies and shows. People just identify you as that one person.
Yeah, I think for Breaking Bad characters, but you have to think of this, right? Bryan Cranston. Bryan Cranston is an amazing actor. He was on Malcolm in the Middle before. Yeah. He did X-Files, a couple of episodes, and he's done The Judge and Godzilla, a lot of movies. But everybody, if you ask them, hey, who is that guy? That's Heisenberg from Breaking Bad. They're not going to see that's the guy from Godzilla or Your Honor. That's Heisenberg or Walter White from Breaking Bad. Even he gets it, but he, of course, has a lot of other stuff going. It's like Giancarlo Esposito's the same. He's on Mandalorian and a bunch of other movies after Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad. But everybody knows him as Gus Fring. They get
the best lawyer in town.
Yeah. Hey, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. What did you learn from Bryan Cranston? What was the biggest takeaway you picked up from him?
Uh,
The Tri-Light from Therasage is no joke. Medical grade red and near infrared light with 3 frequencies per light, deep healing, real results, and totally portable. It's legit. Photo biomodulation tech in a flexible on-body panel. This is the Tri-Light from Therasage, and it's next level red light therapy. It's got 118 high-powered polychromatic lights, each delivering 3 healing frequencies, red and near infrared, from 580 to 980 nanometers. Optimal penetration, enhanced energy, skin rejuvenation, pain relief, better performance, quicker recovery, and so much more. Therasage has been leading the game for over 25 years, and this panel is FDA listed and USB powered. Ultra soft and flexible and ultra portable. On-body red light therapy I use daily, and I take it everywhere I travel. This is the Thera O3 ozone module from Therasage. It's a portable ozone and negative ion therapy in one. It boosts oxygen, clears and sanitizes the air, and even helps your mood. It's a total game changer at home or on the go. This little device is the Thera O3 ozone module by Therasage, and it's one of my favorite wellness tools. In the sauna, it boosts ozone absorption through your skin up to 10 times, oxygenating your blood and supporting deep detox. Outside the sauna, it purifies the air, killing germs, bacteria, viruses, and mold, and it improves mood and sleep with negative ion therapy. It's compact, rechargeable, and perfect for travel, planes, offices, hotel rooms, you name it. It's like carrying clean energy wherever you go. This is a Thera H2 Go from Therasage, the only bottle with molecular hydrogen structured water and red light in one. It hydrates, energizes, and detoxes water upgraded. The Thera H2 Go from Therasage isn't just a water bottle. It's next level hydration. It infuses your water with molecular hydrogen, one of the most powerful antioxidants out there. That means less oxidative stress, more energy, and faster recovery. But here's what makes it stand out. It's the only bottle that also structures your water and adds red light to supercharge it. It's sleek, portable, and honestly, I don't go anywhere without it.
His acting, I was blessed to. So it was my brother's first job, right? Just a little bit of that. And he was nervous when we were on set. And I remember one time specifically, we were done filming our stuff with my brother, and Bryan and Aaron came to do a scene. And I told my brother, hey, let's stay here, watch what they do. This is going to be a master class in acting. Brother, we stay there, we watch. Just what they were doing, the chemistry they were doing, and how prepared, how professional they were, it was beautiful. After that, Bryan came and told my brother this. He knows Bryan directed our first episode, so he kind of knew my brother was never worked before.
Yeah.
And what I learned, as I took it with my brother, was Bryan told him, look, what you need to do, Daniel, you need to go to acting school. And even after years, he said, I've been acting for over 30 years and I still have a coach. Keep working your mind. It's a muscle. Keep acting and always keep doing it. And even if you're a working actor, you work so much, always have that coach and always go practice. Always go do things with your coach to keep this sharp. So I was like, wow, that's amazing. I always do the same. Even if I'm not working, I will do something, memorize some stuff. Keep your mind sharp.
Yeah.
So taking it from the man, I was like, this is great advice.
Always be a student, no matter what level you get to.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, because he's 30 years in and he still has a coach. That's very impressive mindset. But it shows. Because not a lot of people make it in acting that long, right?
No, and look at him. He's
still going.
Amazing actor, brother.
Yeah.
So that was a big take for me, that one. Keep it going, always study, being a student always, and grow open-minded always. You're always going to learn something.
Absolutely.
In acting, yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that was your brother's first gig. What a first gig to have.
First gig.
Crazy.
It was great because the characters didn't have a lot of dialogue.
That's true, yeah.
And if we had any, it was in Spanish. Even my brother had even less dialogue, but this was a on purpose thing. The producers knew. So whatever dialogue, they gave him one little thing just to test the water. And I had but it was great because of that. No dialogue. He just had to do the facial expression. You convey a lot with your looks and doing, but it's harder to deliver lines and do the same thing with this. So it was a great gig for him. And after that one time that we watched Bryan Cranston do that scene, he would take it up on himself, to see how people do other stuff, behind the camera and in front of the camera, because you have to learn both, I think, so it was a blessing.
Yeah.
You did good.
Yeah, you guys had to speak a lot with your body language and your facial expressions.
100%.
Not with words.
Yeah.
But you, even without speaking much verbally, you guys still appeared scary on the show.
100%.
You know what I mean? I feared you guys as a viewer.
Yeah. When Vince Gilligan told us about the characters. First, we auditioned. We couldn't audition for the characters we played because if you think about it, we didn't say much on the show. Right. So the audition, imagine the audition for the show where we go to the audition, hey, Luis, Daniel, come. And the audition, we sit and we start and we just stare.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't work. So what we did, I didn't know at the time, we did 2 scenes from when Bryan Cranston, when Gus met Walter at Pollos Hermanos for the first time ever.
That's a good scene.
That was the scene when they were seeing, when Gus was telling, oh, no, I can work with you because, your partner is a junk, Well, that scene is the one we auditioned. I was playing Gus. So when I did it, the whole time, I'm thinking I'm going to be Gus. I didn't know what it was, so I'm thinking I'm going to be Gus. But once we get to New Mexico, we meet with Vince Gilligan. He goes, Luis, Danny. I asked him, no, you're not playing. You're playing this character. He said, look, you're going to be the scariest, the meanest. When you come on screen, Luis, oh man, people are going to shake. They're going to be like, oh my God, something bad is going to happen. And he said, King Kong got nothing on you. And you're not going to say anything. And I was like, come again, bro? You want me to do all that and not say anything? He was like, yes. I was like, okay. And bro, it worked.
Wow.
That dude is a genius. It worked. Me, I was like, okay, you want me to do all that? Huh?
Yeah.
It worked.
You got to put your ego to the side a little bit, right?
I did. Better Call Saul. There was a scene. I don't know if you, but I'm sure everybody's seen it. When I say, muy fácil. I tell the guy, too easy, right? Yeah. No, I wanted my life. I wanted my life to say, vivo. I wanted to say, and it was on the script, he said, I want him alive. Like I wanted that guy alive with Nacho. And I did it the first time. And he said, He said, that's a lot for your character. Can you make all that into one word? So I made it into, instead of I want him alive, I would just say in Spanish, vivo. And he said, perfect. Less is more. He's huge on that, bro. Less is more.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. I follow what he says because that works.
I love that, man. What do you think's next after Saul? You think there'll be another one?
Man, brother. I'm just going to say this, brother. There was something that was written, not for Vince Gilligan. Let's just say another actor wrote something. That could be another prequel.
Oh, a prequel.
But it was not Vince. It was another actor. And yeah, it could be. But now I think, in my opinion, what I would love, and I think I get a lot of feedback from this, people would love to see the background, how the cartel came to be. How did we grow up so messed up the way we are?
Right.
Tuco, man, part of the cartel was Tuco, Lalo, Tio Hector, myself. How did Gus get involved in the cartel? Because Gus is a complete different, he could actually be a real businessman for the Pollos Hermanos chain, right? He could have succeeded doing good,
right?
But he chose to go on the cartel route and start doing bad stuff. So people would love to see that. And I always think of the show Narcos. It's a very successful show. People love that side of, things. So I'm like, wow, if Vince could do this, the cartel side of things would be great. It would be interesting. So
It'd be awesome.
Hoping and praying to the acting gods.
I'd love to see that, man. What was your favorite season out of both shows, just in terms of having fun and memories?
Ooh, having fun and memories, I would say season 4 of Better Call Saul.
Oh, is that the last one?
Yeah, the last Better Call Saul. No, season 4. There's 6 seasons.
Okay.
But season 4, it was just, I don't know, it was just a great experience. We had a good time. Filming was great. We did more episodes than any other season of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. I'll say season 4 of Better Call Saul. But my favorite scene ever was probably the shootout with Hank.
That's a legendary scene.
Episode 307.
I still remember that one.
1 minute. Yeah, I love that scene.
That was action-packed, right? How many takes did that scene take?
Dude, it took a lot of takes. Let me tell you this. We usually don't do this, but they did it because back then, the budget for Breaking Bad was small.
Really?
They had not, season 3, they had not won an Emmy yet.
Oh.
It was season 2, but so season 3 won an Emmy after it. But first and second did not win an Emmy, nothing. Season 3 came and Bryan won Best Actor, the show won Best Show and all that. The budget went, whew. Yep. But when we were working on the show, the budget was small. So what they did is we needed to film that sequence. It was at least 3 days to shoot it, 2 a week.
Damn. Okay. Just for that 1 minute scene?
For that little scene, the shootout and the whole thing, because it would require a lot of stuff. The shootout I got in the forehead, that hang, the hole, the blood. So what they did is they hire the first... the group, they have the regular camp, everything, and then a second unit. So every time we did a scene, like, so let's say I'll do a scene with Hank when I shoot him, cut. Okay, Luis, right over here. You're gonna do this scene right now. Like once we were doing this scene, and another crew was working on prepping the other scene on the other side. That was the second unit.
Damn.
So as soon as I was done here, bro, I almost had to run to the other one to do the getting the axe out of the car, dragging it on the ground. I'm done with that. Okay, cut. Hank is ready. Hey, he's ready. Go over there. Now you're gonna shoot him. It was like that.
Wow.
The whole day. Cool thing. It was running. It was crazy. It was hard. And it got nominated for Best Episode. Michelle McLaurin, the director, got nominated for Best Director as well.
Wow.
So it was great. It was a great episode, but it was chaos behind.
I bet, man.
To work. It was great.
Emmys must have been crazy. What was that like?
It was crazy. We actually did a little spoof with her, because she got nominated for it. So we went, got the suits, and we did just a little Michelle McLaurin, and we came from the side with the axe and got on her face. It was cool. But that was really cool, dude. It was an experience. I never experienced anything like that at SAG Awards. Anything like me, I never experienced this thing. But on this show, I did, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
The feeling you get is you're proud of something.
It's like you finally made it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you spend your whole life learning acting and skills.
And you get, I got some shows before. I worked on a lot of stuff. I started acting 7 years before Breaking Bad, but nothing like that.
Right.
When I got Breaking Bad, I didn't even think. I did not think it was gonna be what it was, what it is now. It's amazing.
Now it's
dude, I'm thankful, bro. I'm so thankful for that show, for the people, for everything. Everything that he has given me, I'm so thankful. So thankful.
Yeah, who would have known?
Nobody, dude. When I got the audition, dude, I didn't even know what Breaking Bad was. You know what I did? I got the audition, and it said, we need two guys that look alike, cartel, the bad boy type. Okay, cool. And for a show, Breaking Bad. And I'm like, oh, Breaking Bad, huh? Let me go to Blockbuster. I had a week to start. I go to Blockbuster at the time and rented season 1 and 2.
So Blockbuster was still open at the time.
It was still open. The one in my house, I was in Studio City. And I rent this, and I watched the first 2 episodes, dude. I needed to be on this show. I watched those 2 episodes, and I'm like, I always want to be on everything I do. All the auditions, I try to do good. But this was, oh my God, I need to be in this. I put extra, everything I could, I did, and it worked. It worked.
Those first 2 episodes. That's the one where he's handcuffed to the wall, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The guy in the basement.
Yeah, but he does Tio Hector too, when they kidnap him and all that stuff. Yeah. All that stuff. When he meets with Jesse for the first time, I saw this, and I'm like, this show is amazing. It's amazing. I have to be in it. And bro, I was so happy, dude.
And prior to acting, you were in a gang and in prison, right? What was that like?
Yeah, so I came here in 1991. I'm originally from Honduras, Central America, third world country. I came here in 91, went to school, and people, I didn't speak English, bro. People picked on me, and they were mean and all that shit. So all this stuff. And one time I saw a guy, walking in the school, and he had so much power and authority that, to me, being nobody, in school, I was like get over there on the side, and I see this guy like King Kong walking the freaking school, and the sea opens, bro. And I'm like, who is that? I followed him, bro. Somehow I hooked up with this guy, took me LA. Next thing you know, I joined a gang. A few months later, prison.
Damn.
Yeah. 2 years.
That quick.
2 years, yeah. Got out of prison. 3 weeks later, I was back in prison.
Damn.
Got out again. 3 months later, again, prison again. So it was like, the third time I went to prison, I was tired of it. I was in the hole for 6 months.
Jeez.
And I told myself, you know what, you need to do something, bro, to change. I kept calling myself stupid in prison. And bro, you know what I did to get out? And this is for everybody, that things that, you can't get out. No, you can't, bro. There is a way. You just get away from everything. I used to have a booklet with numbers of all my friends, all the bad friends, right? And in prison, right before I walked out of prison, that little booklet with all my numbers I ever knew from that world, I dropped it in a trash can inside prison. Once you cross the line to get out of to the free, you cannot go back. If you go back, they actually throw you back for one more day.
Oh, wow.
So I left the booklet in the trash can inside. I walked out, never looked back. I moved from LA to the Valley, never looked back. My life changed, my friend. My life changed after that. I started doing bodyguarding, which is funny because I was a felon, right? Or I started doing bodyguarding and security, and that's how I started acting. Wow. Just like that. Yeah, the acting led into motivational speaking. I learned, spoke gangs, drugs and all that stuff. I enjoy that very much. But my life changed from the day I moved. I said, I'm leaving the stuff behind, all the bad stuff. You leave it behind, you move somewhere else, and don't look back.
Yeah.
Because before that, the other 2 times that I came, I said, I'm going to try to get a job. But I was still at the same place where the bad things were happening. Temptation is there.
Yeah.
You're going to do something dumb. And I did. Ended up in prison. But yeah, if you want, you just move, just do it. Just change your life, man. Change your life. Now I go anywhere and everywhere, and nobody is going to shoot me. Nobody's going to call me anything, nothing. I'm free. I do everything I want. It's beautiful. I love everybody. I'm thankful from prison to being on the best show ever, brother. It's an amazing thing. It's like, wow. But change is possible. I always say change is possible, my friend.
Change your environment, change your life.
100%.
Yeah.
And wanting to do it.
Absolutely.
It's very powerful. Anybody can do it.
Have you gone back to Honduras since you flew up?
I went back in 95, but it wasn't a good experience because in 95, I was still doing the bad things in life. So I went to Honduras and I ended up getting stabbed over there.
Damn. Holy shit.
And I have scars and all this. And I actually went in jail there too.
Oh my gosh.
And I just never went back. I never went back because it was really bad. Honduras is a different place than here. Like prison here, if you go to prison here, it's bad. Prison is bad. But prison over there, it's like, holy mackerel. Yeah. It's bad, dude. I never went back. Never went back after that.
I don't blame you.
Never went back. It's like,
if I got stabbed somewhere, I don't think I'm going
And
back.
I got stabbed once. It was actually a machete that hit me in the back.
Whoa.
Like a machete, dude.
So you didn't see it coming?
I saw it coming.
Oh, you did?
Oh, I saw it.
You pissed them off?
I think they were pissed off at me. Because at the time, I don't know if you guys know about this. A lot of people were getting deported to countries. Gang members were getting deported. So it was a lot of the gang war. It was growing so big. I'm coming from LA, from a gang myself. So when I get to where I was from in Honduras, there was already a gang there where I lived. So you get me? I got thrown into the wolves.
Jeez.
They saw me and they're like, oh yeah, we're going to get this guy. And me, the mentality of a youngster, dumb, I didn't know better.
Ego,
I'm like,
right?
Exactly. Bro, I go with the mentality, oh yeah, I'm here, you guys can do. That was not smart. And they got me and hey, it was my fault.
Yeah.
Prison was
how'd
my
they know?
fault.
Did you have tattoos? Or?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you did?
I had tattoos. They knew. And they knew. Everybody knows. Like somebody comes from the United States. Oh, people know over there. But a lot of people think you have money, you're rich.
Yeah.
And then, you come from the US, so you're kind of cool over there. But in my case, it was like, oh, this guy's coming from there. He's from a gang. Oh yeah. Everybody knew. The whole town knew.
Damn.
Yeah. And it was very quick, they were after me. And, I was like,
ain't no going back there.
I'm never going. I've never come back since. Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. I didn't know Honduras was like that.
Oh, crazy, brother.
What a shame. I love traveling. Where do you like to go?
Man, dude, I want to go. I've been to places. I say Dubai is beautiful and everything, but the one, almost like a dream, I guess. My wife is obsessed. She wants to go to Germany. Her roots are there. So she wants to go to Germany, and I have a lot of German friends and fans that I have. Yeah. I want to go to Germany so bad. Europe, not even just Germany, UK as well. I would love to.
Europe's beautiful. Food is great.
Hawaii is beautiful. I've been to Hawaii a couple of times, and it's beautiful.
I got to get out there.
Yeah.
I haven't been yet.
But Europe is the one place that I want to go. Germany, Spain, UK, Switzerland, all those places.
Where was your favorite spot on set to film? Did you ever travel like to other countries or cities?
Yes, I have. No, favorite place, no. I think my favorite place to film outside of, not even outside the country, was New Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah. I went to Louisiana, Texas, New York, Atlanta. Nothing. I've never shot anything overseas, but I have traveled for cons, for Comic-Cons to Ireland, Dubai, and things like that. And Dubai was freaking amazing. That place is different.
I got to get out there.
That place is different, brother. That opened my eyes to other things. I was like, wow, this is crazy. They have this kind of things in the world. It was beautiful. Yeah, but New Mexico, I'd say, was my favorite place to film, just because of the friendships I've made from Breaking Bad. Yeah. I made that good of friends over there. So I'm like, I love that place. And New Mexico, Breaking Bad in New Mexico is almost, I compare it to a religion, right? It is huge, brother. Businesses have things that, there's a bar that has a drink called the Heisenberg. There's a donut shop that has the blue glazed donut. Wow. It's crazy. It's crazy, but the people are so cool, bro. They're so nice. Like just not even my friends, just regular people, everybody is just everything for help, anything you need. They're just lovely people, bro. I love
awesome.
that. It's amazing.
Because the show is filmed entirely out there?
Everything.
Wow.
Even the scenes, there is a scene that we supposedly came from Mexico. Well, Unbreaking Mexico was across the studio. It was like literally just across the street and it was desert.
I remember that scene.
That was Mexico. All they did was change a filter and it was like an orange filter. Every time we were in Mexico, it was an orange filter. It was across the street. When we broke for lunch, it was like, hey, lunch. We just crossed the street into the studio and ate. And let's go back to Mexico. And we just cross the street and go back to filming.
That's
but
funny,
everything
bro.
was shot in Albuquerque.
That's
Mexico.
cool.
Yeah.
No wonder they like you guys because you spent 6 seasons out there, right?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Long time. Yes, so you're probably eating at the local restaurants and talking with the locals.
Yes. Yeah, you go to anything. They just want everything. They want to come. They treat you like a king. Like it's so kind, bro. Like it's just cool, dude. The people are so welcoming.
Yeah,
I say so welcoming.
That's awesome.
Beautiful
man.
people.
Are you doing any current projects, any auditions, or anything you got your eyes on right now?
We just did, and by the time we did a thing right now with Delta Force thing that I did, but the project that I want to say that I've enjoyed doing and just changed my life in different ways is the video game. Video gaming.
That's Scum, right?
Yes, brother. That has changed my life in a good way to see things, because right now from Scum, I started streaming on Twitch and it's different. It is so beautiful to meet people. Like when you go to cons, you know, you go to Comic-Cons, you take pictures with people and sign autographs and you talk to people. It's beautiful, but you don't do that every day. When you stream, every time you stream, you talk to people and fans. They can ask you whatever they want. I'm very engaged when I do this. I'm me. It's about the people. I love it. You meet people. Oh my God, I can't wait. You know, you talk. I can't believe I'm talking to you. I said, bro, we're just here. So ask anything you want. I enjoy it very much.
It's laid back.
Yeah. So that I'm focusing on that streaming thing right now. The gaming, I always think technology is the future, my friend.
Yeah.
And this gaming thing is huge. And acting right now in LA is kind of like struggling.
It's tough
because
right?
of COVID, the strike,
and the AI.
Yes,
but the screen is taking over, right?
The strike was big on the AI. That was I think the main problem that we had was AI.
Yeah,
they couldn't come to an agreement with the AI. So right now we have like, what did they say, a 3-year deal, and we're gonna have to touch base in 3 years with the AI because it's gonna be more advanced. And you know, the example was, and this made sense for everybody the way they broke it down. He said, imagine if they hire a background actor right now. A background guy, they're going to pay him $50, $100, hire him and ask him, hey, go do this. Okay, cool. Now we're going to own you forever. And we can make a series just based on that little 5-second clip. We can do anything. And we paid you nothing. That we would have to hire an actor to do that job. We're saving money. Why are we going to hire an actor? So now you think there's not going to be any actors. Or one actor for the whole, they're going to pay you for one episode and do a whole season. It's like, that's not fair.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, we're going to have
scary,
to touch
man.
It's scary.
And not only the actors, the writers, they're getting, AI's just taking over the writing too.
Yes. Oh, it was huge. They had a longer strike than we did. You know, we just joined their strike. But yeah, it's the same thing. AI, it's a beautiful tool, and yes, progress and everything, but it's also a scary thing. It's a very scary thing. It has to be managed correctly, I believe, you know, with the right people have to be behind that because it's going to affect a lot of people, a lot of lives and jobs. And I mean, come on, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Man, we're going to end up like Terminator.
Dude, yes.
You know?
Yeah, it's funny that you said that because I thought of this and I'm like, man, this world, one day machines are going to take over computers and then what are we going to do? You know, we're not needed.
They're going to be running us.
Yes.
They're going to use us as slaves, right?
All those movies that do that, it's like, man, they're onto something with this.
There's a lot of truth to movies. A lot of hidden messaging too.
Yes. Now you think about it from movies, it's all hidden. It's coming to fruition. You know what I'm saying? Like now it's happening. I'm like, I never thought back when I saw 10, 15 years ago, you see a movie that says, you know, computers and machines are going to, you're like, get out. Terminator in 1984, I think.
Yeah.
Dude, that was like, come on.
There's no way.
It's a great movie. I love it, but there's no way. Look at now, 2025. And we're like, we had a strike because that was the main topic of it, of the strike.
Crazy.
AI. So it's a scary thing, brother. It's a scary thing.
Yeah. I've been wondering what's going to happen because it seems like everyone's moving towards streaming now too, right?
Yeah,
like Netflix, like movies seem to be hurting.
Yeah, Hulu.
Yeah,
Amazon.
Snow White just
Netflix.
flopped, so all these big movies are struggling.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to figure out what's next.
Yeah. It's I don't know. I hate to say it, but it seems to me like it's just going like this. It has to be something has to be done.
Damn.
I don't know. It's crazy.
Well, it's smart that you're pivoting at least into video games for now.
For sure, yeah. I see the opportunity. I enjoy it a lot. I make my own schedule when I want to stream, so I can be on my son's soccer games whenever I want to be, and spend time with the wife, and I'm cool.
How long you guys been together?
My wife, 9 years.
9 years.
Yeah, 9 years. Married almost 3 years.
I'm getting married this year.
Congrats, brother. Yes.
Sir. 8
Very
years.
Nice. 8 years?
8 years.
Oh, I bet she's giving you all that. It took you 8 years to marry me?
I'm sure
what were you thinking?
I'm sure you got hit with that around year 5.
I did. No, yeah, almost 6 years, right? And oh, dude, when I proposed, my friend, oh man, they were like, finally. I was like, well, you gotta get to know and this, and make sure do things together so you make the marriage last. You don't want to get married when you meet somebody 6 months later. You really don't know them.
Yeah, especially someone in your spot at the time. You were, peak actor, Breaking Bad.
Yeah. You know what's the funny thing, and there's one thing I like about my wife. To this day, she has not watched Breaking Bad.
No way.
She hasn't watched Breaking Bad. Wow. Better Call Saul. Like, I'll show her clips, but she's like, it's too long. I don't want to watch it. There's too many seasons. I'm like, she's the least of. She's not you know how you go to events like red carpets or this or this. That, oh, she's not one to go. She's not that person. Yeah, that one's that. You know how people sometimes. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get with this guy so that I can go to all this. No, she's the opposite. She don't want to go to anything.
She's a homebody, introvert.
I love that. She's Missouri, small town. You get me? I love that. Family person. I'm a family guy. I don't like to do anything. I want to be home, spend it with my wife and my son. That's all I want to do. My adventure, a crazy night for me will be go to the movies and go to dinner. Oh man, we party today. You get me? That's me. That's what I do. I don't drink. I don't do nothing. Yeah. I love it. I love that about her. We were talking about that earlier. I love that.
Have you always had that discipline, or did you have a phase when you were younger where you were?
When I was young, I didn't know. When I was in gangs and prison and all stuff. Not disciplined at all. I thought I was, I could do whatever. I didn't even know where I was going in life. To tell you the truth, and you probably heard this before, and a lot of people say this, but I really mean when I say this, I did not think that I was going to make to 21 impossible. Damn. The way things were going, dude, I was already ready. I knew I was going to die.
Wow.
Like, just put it like this, where I grew up, the neighborhood and all this, we were getting shot at every, out of the week, at least 3 times a week.
What?
People will come do drive-bys, dude, and you feel like you're in the Matrix.
Holy
crap. You see, I'm walking down the street, and next thing you know, somebody pops out, yeah, and you're doing one of these Matrix moves, and they're shooting at you. Dude, I knew I was gonna die because one day they're gonna catch me off guard, and I knew I was gonna die, or I was gonna end up doing life in prison. Like, I was okay with it. It's a life that you're like, how are you living life like this, dude? It was crazy to me.
Damn. Yeah, so you were always on edge when you were younger.
Always on the edge. I couldn't leave. From being on that gang world, you cannot leave your neighborhood without something bad is going to... It's basically you're confined to a cage.
Wow.
It was now that my life the way it is, it was horrible. It was horrible. For years, I did not see the world. Nothing. I was just there. And there got me in trouble at prison, how many times and everything. And I wasn't doing anything with myself. I was just there, basically just, waiting to go to prison or die.
Damn.
And then I left. My life changed. It's beautiful. The world is beautiful. People are beautiful. There's great people in the world.
Yeah.
Not everybody's against you.
Wow.
It's a beautiful. I always thought everything. Sean, everybody I thought was against me. Everybody.
Wow.
Like me, you'll never see me. Hey, no. Me, dude, I was walking down the street to no matter who it was me like this, bro. I'm just waiting for somebody to say something to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No wonder you did so well on the show now.
Oh, dude, yeah.
You already had it in you.
I grew up like that. I did. I grew up like that.
It was natural.
It was just like that. But nowadays, I do walk serious. I'm serious. When I go to the gym, it's funny because I do this at the gym. And people look at me and they're like, and a lot of people look at me funny. And then when somebody comes, I'm so sorry to bother you. They come so nice. I'm so sorry to bother you. Ain't you the guy from Breaking Bad? And I look and I just give them this. And then I go there, Sean. Yes, I am. Nice to meet you. Good eye. And then I change it. But I'm just serious, but I'm super. As soon as they say something to me, bro, I'm like, hey, how you doing? Thank you. Blah, 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 blah. And when we're done, I'm like,
you got that switch.
Yeah. My wife tells me, smile. I say, I can't. Except when I stream. You see, you put a camera in front of me and I'm like, hey, what's going on?
I love that.
No, I'm just happy and thankful when I do things like that. The streaming, talking to people, I'm thankful. I'm in a good place. Like the opportunities that came to me because of things. I'm thankful for everything, dude.
Wow.
Everything that comes my way, I'm thankful. People that tune to watch me on Twitch, I'm thankful for that one person, for everyone, just because of background. You came from this, you did all this, now you're like, people are like, you're giving back. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I'm just so thankful for everything.
Gratitude.
Yeah, yes, for everything, dude. Everything that comes my way. I'm grateful to you for being here. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was great to me.
Yeah, Rap's amazing.
Charlie was amazing. You know what I'm saying? It was good talking. I just like, wow, that's just good people.
Yeah.
Great people. So I love. Yeah.
You still talk to anyone that you grew up with, like back in those days? No. You cut everyone off?
Everyone. I don't talk to anybody from school, anybody from my past, from gang, high school, no friends.
Wow.
Nothing.
You didn't go to the 10-year high school reunion?
No, I did not. Actually, I graduated high school in prison.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, last year of prison. Yeah, I got kicked out of like 3 high schools,
Damn.
2 continuation schools. I ended up going to jail and I finished schooling there. And you know what the funny thing was, dude, that when I actually was in prison, I found out that I enjoyed school.
Really?
Oh, I got great grades in prison.
Huh.
The teacher for me to get out, he wrote an amazing letter. How he said, this young man can have a great future if he and I was focused on, I liked it. I don't know why I loved it. It was really cool. But outside in the world, I thought everybody was against me and I did not speak English. That was a big thing. They threw me into a school and everybody's, English, I had ESL, like second language thing, but every other class was in English. I'm like, yeah. I'm just set to fail.
Yeah, they set you up for failure.
Yeah. So it was one of those. But yeah, in prison, the teacher was great, amazing. And yeah, I did good. I enjoyed school. Yeah, to me now, that's the biggest thing. We're school for everybody. My son, dude, I lived life how I lived it and I learned. Now my son, dude, I'm like a hawk with my son, but he's a great kid.
I love it.
Amazing. He's really open about stuff. Like just last year, I told him about prison, but he's now 17. I had to tell him. He's seen things on the internet, I said, so I told him, no, that's actually true, bro. And I explained to him what I did. And I told him there's no excuse for what I did. Like, it was dumb things. Yeah, nothing bad, enough to go to prison. So I told him the things that happened. This happened because of this. And what happened? It was my fault. It was no one else's fault. It was all me.
Wow.
I did it. I did it because I was dumb. I didn't have guidance. And I was just with my friends. So now to me, I tell him, as a young man, I tell him, never, your friends are going to make your life either, they're going to be great friends and push you the right way, call you out when they need to call you out. They're not going to be the ones that, hey, Joe, I dare you to do this, or let's go do this. Don't ever do that. Be your own man. Always be strong. If you're here and everybody else is partying, but you're here, don't go over there just because be your own man. Be strong. No peer pressure, nothing, none of that. Be your own man. You're going to be cool because you're going to be like, man, look at all those dummies, I want to say. And look at that guy. He's just there by himself, not doing the dumb things, drinking, smoking, that guy is cool. He is strong. He's his own person. I said, be that guy.
I love that.
Be that guy. You're going to be super cool because they're going to be like, man, I said, boys, everybody's going to look up to you. Walk proud and conduct yourself as a respectable young man. You're gonna be the man, and it's working beautiful. He's
That's great advice because when you're that young, you're so impressionable and you want to fit in. So it's easy to follow the wrong guidance.
100%, dude. I remember I told you that comes from the time. Remember when I was in school and I told you that I follow that guy that he carried so much power, like so much. I thought he was King Kong,
right?
And I went with him, and look where he took me: gangs, prison, ruined my life.
What happened to him?
He ended up going to prison a few more times. The last time I talked to, I knew he went to jail for a few years, and I never talked to him again.
Damn,
never talked to him again. I just lost everything with people. I just don't need it. I don't need to. I'm not gonna lie. The last time I actually talked to one of my actual friends, if you want to call them friends, was in so when I got out of prison, I started doing the acting, but I started also training and competing in Muay Thai, right? Yeah. So I was into the Muay Thai thing. I was training, I was fighting, I was enjoying and loving life. I put my whole life, once I left prison, bro, and I left the hood, I put everything in me into Muay Thai, into the acting. So everything, everything. That's why one thing, sports are a great thing for kids. I always believe that if you put your kids in sports and keep them busy, they're going to be walking a straight line because you always meet good people at things like that. Only good people, the parents that care, they take their kids to either gyms or sporting things like baseball, football, basketball. Other kids are now they're going to be on the street. Parents don't care or they don't have time, whatever it is. But sports, I think, is a good thing. So I was focused on the Muay Thai I was just focused. And my best friend, when I was doing bad, he got out of prison and he messaged me. And he was my best friend. I wasn't trying to talk to anybody. And he messaged me and I was, you know what? I want to try to put him out. Try to bring him with me because I know he liked the kind of like fighting stuff. So I want to bring him to the gym under a disciplined environment to kind of, get I brought him about into the gym. I trained with him. I showed him some stuff. And I told him, hey, I'm going to fight in 2 weeks. You're more than welcome to come, brother. I would love to have you there. Keep coming to the gym. I cover everything. So if you come to the gym, you don't have to pay anything, bro. Just come. A week later, he was dead.
Damn.
Bro, he got killed leaving a strip club with his friend.
Holy
He got
crap.
shot like 10 times. And in my mind, dude, just think of it. In my mind, dude, I thought we were best friends. If I was still doing what he was doing, all the bad stuff, hanging out, he was my best friend. I was his best friend. I would have been that guy that he died with his friend. I would have been that guy, not that guy. I would have died with him because I would have gone to the club with him.
Wow.
And I would have died too. So I always think about it because when we were we were like that. We would go everywhere together. It was not, as soon as I woke up to his house,